Royal Kludge RK61. The Royal Kludge RK61 is the keyboard equivalent of a studio apartment. Super compact, wireless, and packed just tight enough to make you question your life choices when you can't find dedicated arrow keys. Typing actually feels decent, so long as you don't want fancy software features or macro customization. Plus, switching to Mac mode disables some fancy function keys, as if the keyboard is training you for minimalism. If you want affordable 60% style with a few ergonomic red flags, it's not terrible, but it's definitely settling. 5 out of 10. Logitech G9M15X TKL LIGHTSPEED. This keyboard strides onto your desk looking like it was made for secret agents. Low profile, aluminum body, and wireless connectivity that actually keeps up with your gaming reflexes. The tactile media controls and volume roller make you feel like a DJ at a space station, and it switches between wireless modes almost as fast as you swap between Mac and Windows arguments with coworkers. The only thing holding it back is the price tag. A stunner, but unless you're living for RGB and premium build, your wallet might cry. Still, for Mac gamers, this is top tier. 8 out of 10. Logitech MX Keys S. The MX Keys S is like a Swiss Army knife designed by someone who actually uses every tool. Responsive keys, Mac-specific layout, and more tweaked hotkeys than you'll know what to do with. Typing feels luxurious and special. Features like emoji launchers and instant mute are here to save you from embarrassing Zoom moments. Plus, you can hop between 3 devices like an over-caffeinated octopus. The only letdown is the dim backlighting and a price that feels a hair too premium. But for Mac power users, this is nearly perfection. 9 out of 10. DOS Keyboard 4 Pro for Mac. The DOS Keyboard 4 Pro sits on your desk like it means business, with its sleek aluminum panel and magnetic ruler footbar whispering, "Try hard, I dare you, I will." Typing on Cherry MX Browns feels satisfyingly tactile, but there's zero backlight. So if you ever type in the dark, channel your inner bat. The oversized volume knob and built-in USB hub are handy, but for this price, you might expect it to moonlight as a DJ. 6 out of 10. Keychron K4. The Keychron K4 packs a full-size layout into a compact, Mac-loving body that is basically the Swiss Army knife of mechanical keyboards. Bluetooth, nice switches, and swappable parts mean it can handle your grandma's emails or your midnight pixel art, complete with cheery RGB backlighting. Sure, it's not customizable in software, and hardcore gaming will want you plugged in, but for everyday Mac use, it's hard to beat for value. 8 out of 10. Digma Raise 2 Wireless. The Digma Raise 2 splits in half so you can finally decide if you prefer typing like a pianist or a sci-fi hacker, complete with wild RGBW glow and thumb keys for extra productivity. Incredible wireless options, ergonomic magic, and customization galore. But unless you're obsessed with comfort or flexing at the next hacker meet, the price is as split as the keyboard itself. If your wrists are precious, splurge. Otherwise, your wallet might say, "Not today." 7 out of 10. Cherry KC200MX. This budget office keyboard arrives with Cherry's new MX2A switches that promise smoother typing than their legendary predecessors. And honestly, they deliver on that promise with buttery smooth keystrokes that feel effortless. The minimalist design looks surprisingly classy for $89, sporting an anodized aluminum plate that screams premium, while the silent switches keep your coworkers from plotting your demise. However, this wired-only warrior lacks wireless connectivity and backlighting, making it about as modern as a flip phone in a smartphone world. 6 out of 10. Keychron V5 Max. This compact 96% powerhouse packs both wireless and Bluetooth connectivity, letting you bounce between 3 devices faster than your attention span during Zoom calls. The gasket mount design with Jupiter Brown switches delivers typing that feels like floating on clouds, while the hot swappable switches mean you can customize it more than your coffee order. Built specifically with Mac users in mind, it comes with dedicated Mac OS function keys and toggles between operating systems, smoother than a politician dodging questions. 8 out of 10. Keychron V3 Max. This 10-keyless Titan brings the same wireless wizardry as its V5 sibling, but in a more traditional 80% layout that saves precious desk real estate. The typing experience reportedly rivals premium boards while maintaining that signature Keychron sound profile that is rich and satisfying without waking the neighbors. Unfortunately, some users report quality control issues including faulty solder joints and unreliable command keys, which is about as disappointing as finding out your favorite coffee shop switched to decaf. 6 out of 10. Digma Defy. This keyboard splits in two like a relationship after you try eating chips in bed, with thumb clusters that have more buttons than your remote control. The ergonomic layout will make you feel like you just leveled up your hand evolution, but get ready to spend a week relearning how to type your own name. Comfortable, clever, and packed with customization. But unless you love change and have the patience of a monk. 6 out of 10. Epamaker SK71. This board tries to squeeze a numpad into a compact layout, like those jeans that promise slimming fit but just cut off your circulation. The fun RGB and speedy optical switches are a delight, but you might accidentally launch a rocket trying to find the caps lock. Great for the adventurous, not for anyone who just wants to type in peace. 5 out of 10. Keychron Q6 Max. The Q6 Max is so solid and heavy you could use it for home defense, yet it feels just right for marathon typing or gaming. Superb build, top-notch switches, and Mac compatibility make this keyboard a pleasure, but it's about as portable as an anchor and just as likely to dent your desk. Even with that chunkiness, the typing experience is legendary. A rare 9 out of 10. Drop Curl. All metal and built like a bank vault, the Drop Curl keyboard looks pricey enough to make your wallet break into a sweat. And there's enough bright RGB lighting here to distract you while you regret the purchase. It's a dream if you love customizing switches, but don't expect Mac-specific keys or a buttery smooth typing session unless you mod it yourself. Honestly, for almost $300 and some questionable quality control, I'd rather drop my cash elsewhere. 5 out of 10. Keychron Q5 The Keychron Q5 He feels like typing on a luxury spaceship dashboard. Adjustable magnetic switches let you tune each key down to fractions of a millimeter, and the metal body is sturdy enough to double as a desk weight if your cat jumps on it. The customizing software is actually easy, and the PBT keycaps feel great, but you'll pay a premium, so tell your bank account to brace for launch. If you want serious typing speed and Mac happiness, get ready to power up. 9 out of 10. Aula F99 The Aula F99 is that budget-friendly mechanical keyboard you grab when you want some RGB sparkle and number pad action without selling a kidney. Plus, it flexes and bounces like a trampoline under your fingers. The hot swappable switches and gasket mounting are genuinely fun, but the plastic keycaps and clacky sound keep it in the just fine zone. For Mac users who want a decent cheap board, it'll get the job done. Just don't expect miracles. 6 out of 10. ZSA Voyager. Let's be honest, the ZSA Voyager looks like a gadget the coolest astronaut would bring to SpaceX. 52 low-profile keys split like your attention span after lunch. But it's actually magnetic, rock solid, and the tenting legs make it stick to your MacBook palm rest like a techie barnacle. Typing feels satisfyingly precise, and yes, you will spend a weekend retraining your fingers if you're used to fat keyboards. But once you adapt, you'll love slamming on those thumb keys for numbers like a computer pianist. The catch: it's not wireless and costs about as much as 3 regular keyboards, but if you need portable, split, and silly levels of customization, this board is fantastic for the Mac crowd. 7 out of 10. Logitech ERGO K860. If your wrists dream of spa days, the curvy ERGO K860 brings ergonomic bliss you never knew you needed, turning typing sessions into a gentle wrist cuddle with its plump wrist rest and split design that's more comfortable than your favorite sweatpants. Setting it up for Mac is super easy, and you can juggle 3 devices. But don't get excited for gaming or night typing, because there's no backlight, no macros, and battling battery swaps is more common than you'd hope. It's big, it's comfy, and it's a productivity workhorse that your wrists will love, but if you are hoping for gamer lightning, look elsewhere. 6 out of 10. Logitech G Pro X TKL LIGHTSPEED. Fancy some esports vibes at your office desk? The Logitech G Pro X TKL LIGHTSPEED is fast, wireless, RGB bedazzled, and just compact enough to leave room on your desk for a pile of snack wrappers. Top marks for that travel case too. It blasts through gaming and typing with minimal lag, connects up via Bluetooth or LIGHTSPEED like a champ, and the keys are swappable for your switchy moods, but at this price, don't expect a wrist rest, and prepare for some modifier key gymnastics on Mac out of the box. It's a beast for gaming, solid for Mac, shiny for showing off, but a bit pricey for casual typing. 8 out of 10. Corsair K100 RGB. This gigantic slab packs more keys and lights than a disco DJ booth, just begging for attention on your desk while tripling as a conversation starter for every Zoom call. Typing feels fast and fancy thanks to optomechanical switches, but your Mac might feel jealous of its over-the-top gamer attitude, and your fingers better love loud linear keys. Honestly, unless you want your workspace to look like the cockpit of a spaceship, it is more bulk than brilliance. 5 out of 10. Keychron Q1 Max. Drop this hefty metal beauty on your Mac setup and suddenly you are the boss, with keystrokes sounding like tiny hammers forging emails to perfection. And customization so easy you will feel like a keyboard artisan between meetings. The wireless connection never flakes, the build is rock solid, and you can swap switches whenever your fingers crave new excitement, though a few finicky stabilizers might occasionally play hide and seek. Really, it is a customizable powerhouse that makes other keyboards feel utterly basic. 8 out of 10. NuPhy Air75 V2. The Air75 V2 floats onto your desk like a pancake. Light, slim, and ready to turn your Mac typing into a breezy, silent joyride with battery life so long you might forget chargers exist. Its low-profile keys glide, the build is premium, and you get seamless device switching, though the small right shift key may test your pinky's athleticism. If you want to upgrade from Apple's Magic Keyboard to something fun but familiar, this is a buttery treat for your fingers. 9 out of 10. ZSA Moonlander. This split ergonomic wonder feels like you are typing on two tiny futuristic surfboards. And yes, your wrists will thank you, but your wallet might send you angry emojis. The crazy customizability means you can tweak, swap, and tent parts until you feel like a keyboard mad scientist, but getting used to the layout is harder than admitting you miss the butterfly keyboard. All that tinkering and comfort comes with a price tag that is truly out of this world. So unless you are obsessed with maximum control, maybe stick to earthly options. 7 out of 10. Logitech Wave Keys. The Wave Keys for Mac is basically a gentle, ergonomic hug with a bouncy memory foam wrist rest and a curvy design that will have your hands feeling pampered while your fingers take a shortcut to productivity. There is no backlighting or wired mode, but typing for hours feels weirdly effortless, and jumping between devices is so easy it is almost suspicious. Not quite magic, but for comfort and price, it is definitely one full-sized wave worth catching. 8 out of 10. Logitech MX Mechanical Mini. This compact keyboard looks slick, types quietly, and switches devices like it is showing off, but the mechanical feel is more subtle handshake than crunchy satisfaction, and it loses out on a numpad for that slightly portable vibe. The cool backlighting and fast charging are handy, but at this price, only true Mac multitaskers who want fast comfort and buttery keys will be high-fiving their purchase. Good, but not quite the Mac keyboard rockstar. 7 out of 10. NuPhy Air75 V2. This keyboard is so flashy and fun, your workspace might look like a rave every time you type, and the keys deliver a snappy, plush feel that's super comfortable for marathon Mac sessions. The wireless connection hiccups faster than a caffeinated squirrel, but when it works like a dream, with tons of customization to play with. If you love wild RGB, quality build, and don't mind the occasional dropped letter, grab it, but just a solid 7 out of 10. Keychron K8 Pro. The Keychron K8 Pro comes in swinging with hot swappable keys, gorgeous build, and Mac dedicated keycaps ready to charm your fingers. This thing is built like a little tank that doubles as your secret productivity weapon. Typing is smooth, quiet, and pleasantly tactile, though the front height could use a wrist pad unless your hands are feeling heroic. Affordable, customizable, and practically begging you to program shortcuts. Easy when it's 9 out of 10. Logitech MX Mechanical. If low-profile keys and whispers of office serenity sound good, the MX Mechanical for Mac will tickle your wrists into ergonomic bliss. But some Mac function buttons play hard to get. Reliable wireless connections and soft typing mean long hours won't tire your fingers, though it's more office grandpa than flashy gamer child. It gets the job done well. No frills, no drama, so a firm 7 out of 10. Keychron V6 Max. This Keychron feels like you invited both a typewriter and a disco ball to your desk. Hot swappable keys, RGB lighting, and that chunky mechanical clack make every email sound important. Its Mac-friendly layout and wireless connectivity mean your workstation gets a glow-up, but the case can look a bit plasticky and the software is, let's say, quirkier than a cat video binge. For mechanical fans on a Mac who want flashy fun without needing a second mortgage, this one's a solid contender. 7 out of 10.